Dear employee, welcome to Danya Cebus construction site. Danya Cebus Limited is the largest leading international construction company based in Israel, active in the fields of building and infrastructure. Danya Cebus commands exceptional abilities in the design and construction of complex projects, combining management and engineering excellence, leading-edge building techniques, high quality and uncompromising service. On your first day of work, the foreman will explain all safety measures required and will focus on the risks entailed in your work. If you don't know how to perform a particular task, ask. On site, you must use personal protective equipment, a safety helmet, high-visibility clothing, steel-toe shoes, protective gloves, goggles, a face shield when cutting and welding, earplugs against noise exposure hazards, and a dust mask against dust exposure hazards. In the summer, avoid sun radiation damage by wearing clothing that covers the majority of your body. If your clothes are made of natural fibers, they absorb a large amount of sweat, which effectively evaporates into the air. Apply sunscreen on exposed areas of the body. Ensure adequate and regular drinking of water, drinking small amounts of water at regular intervals rather than large amounts at long intervals. Wear warm clothes in the winter and consume nutriments that are high in carbohydrates and sugar in order to maintain body heat. Keep the site clean. Eat only where designated by the foreman. First aid kits are located on site, which you can use if necessary. A ladder is designed to ascend and descend from one level to another. Work is not to be performed when standing on a ladder. Minor jobs using a ladder can be performed only if authorized by the foreman, while another person or other safety means supports the ladder. At a height of over 2 meters, the worker must secure himself to an anchor point with a safety harness. Slipping and tripping are the most common cause of accidents at the worksite. Keep the work area clean and tidy when work is ongoing. Walk only in safe passages. Hold the handrail when ascending or descending the stairs. Only use cables, outlets, plugs, and work tools authorized by the foreman. Only use standard work tools that are compatible with the work you are performing. Do not improvise. Do not disassemble equipment or work tools from safety shields and safety interlocks provided by the manufacturer. Hand in a faulty tool to the repair workshop. Do not use a device that you do not know how to operate. Ask for instructions. Only a certified electrician is authorized to repair electric devices on site. Do not improvise or repair them yourself. Scaffolding can be found at every construction site. There are many safety regulations related to scaffolding, some of which refer to all types of scaffolding and some refer to specific types of scaffolding. Only workers certified to work at elevated heights will be authorized to work on scaffolds over 2 meters high. When working at heights, make sure the platform is at least 60 centimeters wide, that the surface is secure, that there's a railing comprised of a handrail, a mid-rail, and a toe board. Access the work surface with a ladder that is fastened and sturdy. Where there is no railing, use a safety harness and anchor it to a suitable anchorage point. Working at heights is prohibited if the worker is unprotected against a fall. When working on a scaffold, ensure the scaffold is steady, fastened to the structure, and authorized for work by the foreman. When working on a mobile scaffold, make sure each wheel has a brake. The upper platform must be secured with a handrail, a mid-rail, and a toe board. A ladder is in place to ascend to the work surface. The scaffold is sturdy and authorized by the foreman. Equipment designed for lifting must be fastened to the sturdy structure and authorized by the foreman. Wherever a fall of over 2 meters could occur, the area must be fenced in. Openings must be covered or fenced in to prevent falling. Do not throw objects or waste from the building. Do not walk, stand, or work under suspended or raised loads. Do not leave work tools or materials unsupervised on the edges of a structure or work surfaces that are over 2 meters high. Do not enter an excavation that is over 1.2 meters in depth without authorization from the foreman. The edges of the excavation must be on an incline to prevent cave-ins. While performing hot work, cutting, welding, hot sealing, ensure there is a fire extinguisher close by and that no substance is burning for at least 30 minutes after the work is complete. Conflagration can be prevented when the three components of fire are kept separate: heat, oxygen, and fuel. Flammable substances, especially in liquid form, will be stored in closed containers to prevent exposure to air and oxygen. Flammable substances will be stored in an area where burners or other fire sources are not used. Flammable liquids will be stored at a temperature that is lower than their flash point to prevent fire even if they're accidentally exposed to an igniting source. Flammable substances will be marked as such. Access to flammable substances will only be made possible to workers who require them for work purposes. In the event of a fire, disconnect power, remove flammable substances, and inform the foreman while efforts are made to put out the fire. Most sicknesses and deaths worldwide result from exposure to hazardous substances, such as construction materials, exposure to asbestos, wood dust, exhaust fumes from diesel engines, oils, cement products, and more. All these can easily cause severe bodily harm if you are not properly protected. When working with these substances, make sure to use the appropriate protective gear. Work at the construction site will be carried out while wetting and paving surfaces to prevent dust on site and in immediate surroundings. When working with dust, it is compulsory to use the appropriate respiratory protective equipment according to the type of substance to which the worker is exposed. Protection against noise is a major factor in maintaining physical and mental health. Make sure to use earplugs or earmuffs. Cranes can only be operated by an authorized crane operator who has valid certification. Signaling to the crane operator and rigging loads will only be performed by certified signalmen or riggers with valid certification. Operating elevating machinery such as an elevator, a drilling machine, or a winch will only be performed by a worker appointed by the project manager and trained accordingly. All devices or elevating machines will have an ID label and a valid inspection stamp. Heavy equipment will only be operated by a skilled individual with the appropriate driver's license. Work must be coordinated so that workers are at least 2 meters away from a site where heavy equipment is being operated. Wear clothing that is highly visible and an incandescent vest. Do not stand in an area where the equipment operator cannot see you. Pay attention to activated reverse horns of heavy equipment. If you must lift an object, do so properly. Bend your legs and use your leg muscles, not your back muscles. Only lift a load that is not too heavy. If required, ask another worker for help. Transport all loads so as not to conceal your line of sight. A confined space is where entry and exit are complex. Conditions inside are hazardous to the worker's health and he is at risk, such as water reservoirs, trenches, sewage, and so forth. Do not enter confined spaces without the proper training and proper protective gear. Only work with a machine that has a safety shield in place. Do not handle a machine in motion. Focus on your work, keep your eyes on the job. Do not enter a dark area. Inform the foreman on absence of lighting. Remember, if you do not adhere to the safety regulations, you are endangering your coworkers. When you cause an accident, you cause many other people pain and suffering too. Wishing you safe and pleasant work.